Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to today's session. We'll be discussing some important updates on income tax forms, specifically the renumbering of the ITA 2025 and IT Rules 2026. The title for today's presentation is Income Tax Forms Renumbered, and it's crucial for all professionals to stay ahead of these changes. We'll cover what these new numbers mean, how they impact compliance, and what you need to do to adapt quickly. Let's dive in and get started. Let's take a closer look at some of the key tax and international forms that are essential for compliance. When it comes to tax audits, the forms 3CA, 3CB, and 3CD are used, which ultimately lead to filing Form 26. These forms help in reporting the details of the audit and ensuring transparency. For transfer pricing audits, Form 3CEB is the critical document, and it corresponds to Form 48, which is used for reporting transactions with associated enterprises. This is particularly important for multinational companies to demonstrate compliance with transfer pricing regulations. Moving on to the MAT or minimum alternate tax, the report is filed using Form 29B, and the final submission is made through Form 66. This process ensures that companies pay a minimum amount of tax, regardless of their deductions or exemptions. For the Tax Residency Certificate, or TRC, Form 10FA is used, and the corresponding form for filing is Form 42. This helps establish the residency status of a taxpayer, which is vital for understanding tax obligations and benefits under various treaties. Finally, the DTAA, or Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement, relies on Form 10F, with Form 41 being the reporting requirement. These forms are interconnected, and they play a crucial role in navigating tax treaties and avoiding double taxation. Overall, these forms and reports form a vital part of our tax compliance framework, especially in the context of international transactions. Staying on top of these ensures that we meet regulatory requirements and leverage the benefits of international tax treaties effectively. Let's take a look at some of the key forms involved in the registration and compliance process for charitable trusts and NGOs. First, for provisional registration, we use Form 10A, which corresponds to the application process using Form 104. This is an initial step to get recognized. Next, when it comes to registration or renewal, the form to remember is 10AB, which is filed through Form 105. This helps ensure that the trust remains compliant and properly registered over time. For accumulation of funds, organizations typically file Form 10, and then if they need to report on accumulated funds or investments, they submit Form 109. When it comes to audits, the relevant forms are 10B and 10BB, which are submitted via Form 112. This is crucial for transparency and accountability, especially for large or complex trusts. There's also the donee statement, filed using Form 10BD, which is submitted through Form 113. This helps track donations received by the trust. Similarly, donors provide a certificate using Form 10B, filed as Form 114, to document their contributions. Overall, these forms are essential for legal compliance and maintaining transparency in the functioning of charitable trusts and NGOs. It's important to understand which forms correspond to each process, so the organization stays in good standing with regulatory authorities. Let's take a closer look at some of the key changes in TDS and TCS compliance. First, for lower TDS, the form has shifted from Form 13 to Form 128. This is an important update to keep in mind when filing. Moving on to salary TDS certificates, the traditional Form 16 is now replaced by Form 130, which streamlines the process and improves clarity. When it comes to TDS returns, specifically for salary payments, the form has changed from 24Q to 138. Similarly, for residents, the form has been updated from 26Q to 140, and for non-residents, from 27Q to 144. These changes are designed to make reporting more efficient and standardized across different categories. Additionally, for TCS returns, the form is now 27AQ, replacing the earlier form 143. All these updates highlight the evolving landscape of TDS and TCS compliance. Staying current with these forms is crucial to ensure timely and accurate filings. Remember, compliance isn't just about following rules. It's about maintaining transparency and efficiency in your tax processes. Now, let's look at some important changes in the forms and compliance process. First, the transition from Form 26 as to Form 168. This change streamlines the way we view tax credits and TDS details, making it easier to verify income and tax payments. Next, for foreign remittance, we now refer to Form 15CA instead of previous procedures, and similarly, the CA certificate has shifted from Form 15CB to Form 146. These changes aim to simplify reporting and bring more transparency to foreign transactions. Additionally, SFT filing, which was previously done using Form 61A, now requires submission through Form 165. This update helps in better tracking of high-value transactions. Finally, there are other important changes, marked here with this pin, which indicate updates that could impact your overall compliance and reporting obligations. Overall, these adjustments are part of the broader effort to make tax compliance more efficient and transparent. Staying updated on these changes ensures we're always aligned with current regulations and avoid any pitfalls in our filings. Let's wrap up with some crucial points. First, it's important to note that old forms are being discontinued, so relying on outdated documents can lead to delays and confusion. Instead, we must adopt the new numbering system, which is now mandatory across all processes. This change helps ensure consistency and accuracy in our records. Next, updating your compliance checklists is essential. This keeps all your documentation aligned with the latest regulations and standards, reducing the risk of errors. Speaking of errors, early education of staff and clients is key. Making sure everyone understands these changes up front helps prevent filing mistakes and potential penalties down the line. Ultimately, these steps support our overall goal, maintaining compliance efficiently and avoiding costly mistakes. Staying ahead of these updates is not just about following rules, it's about protecting your practice and serving your clients better.